Hey folks, this is Doug with Imagination Mechanical and Fabrication coming to you once again on this here Thursday, October the 2nd. And I just kind of wanted to give y'all a little update on what I've done here in the shop. I've been really busy at it when I can. I mean, we've had some stuff, some issues and all that's come up and took me away from it, so I wasn't able to really do what I'd like to have done. I'd be a lot further, but it is what it is. But now I'm gonna take it off my mug and show you what I've been doing. All right, of course this is and this has been ever changing as well. I mean, I've been moving the stuff to a different to somewhere else and putting it in a bigger container because it's too much of something. So as I've been going through it, you can see, I mean, down through here, that's about the only big tote left there. Over here on this side, these are vacuum cleaners and stuff, and they pretty much, probably end up going inside and selling them in the store. This is some casters, got some shock absorbers, wheels, some other kind of just miscellaneous stuff that I collected in here. I still got that cart there to go through. It's full of nuts and bolts and washers and stuff. Got to go through that. You can see over here, weeded it down to this point. Excuse me, I've been sweeping, so dust is kind of getting to me. But you can see I've got it down, and I emptied out this toolbox. It's just an empty box now, and I emptied out these totes, which I'll keep a good one out of these, for whenever I need to carry some tools, which I have tools at the other place too. But if I need to, carry something that I keep up here, then I can put it in that tote bag and take it with me to do the work or whatever. Over here, and I kind of had said I was going to do this. I've moved everything out of here. This is all expendable kind of stuff, cleaners, like foam gasket, insulation, tubing, rubber tubing, just miscellaneous kind of thing. I put these fittings in here for right now, but that's kind of what I'm using this for, is just for that kind of stuff. And then what I did over here in these cabinets is this is transformers, controls, actuators, ammeters, PLC, Hoffman box or plastic junction box, and then some fans and stuff like that up there at the top, and a PID controller. Over here, I've got contactors and relays. I just stuck them in there for right now because I'm going to check them out. If they ain't no good, then I'm going to scrap them. And then up there, I just got some kind of like RC car stuff up there. And that's a Wii up there, Wii game. I stuck it up in there, and there's a router. But I did what I said about this over here. I took and brought all of those little drawer bins that were fasteners and stuff, and brought them over here, and I brought a bunch of the stuff that was over there on the other counter, that's nuts and bolts and stuff, and I'm going to start going through them. I mean, like this here, it's not just one size in there. There's a bunch of different sizes got to be gone through and sorted out. And so that's because this is the hardware area. And then over here, I've still got stuff down here, the kind of stuff that I don't use that frequently, but that I might need. I mean, I've got a borescope, and I had that green case right there was a ultraviolet light for leak detecting. You put a dye in the system, and then wherever leak was at, the dye would come out, and then you shine the light around and it would glow. It was phosphorescent or whatever. And then, I've got some drills. Those drills down there, I've got one down there I've had since 1996. It's a DeWalt 14-4. The batteries are shot on it, so I'm thinking about using one of them for a tapping, to make sort of a tapping arm or something like that. And the rest of it's just miscellaneous kind of stuff. And then here's some more test instruments. I mean, this over here, this is kind of, from here over is test and tools and stuff. And I think I may have showed you this last time, but how I've organized all of my test instruments and stuff: power supplies, oscilloscope, breadboard, frequency counter, frequency generator, that kind of stuff. And then now all this over here is the electronics and electrical components and stuff like that. And then, as you can see, it's tools, just some stuff I just stuck it here. Like this is a dial indicator. This is for like machinist stuff. It's pretty sensitive, but it does thousandths of an inch accuracy. And then I brought my soldering station over here, and then this is electronic stuff. But if you look down here, don't look at my dinner stuff there, my lunch. But I've started putting stuff down here. I still got that nebulizer thing there. I'm going to disassemble that and get the pump out of it, because this you can't resell it. You can't, on eBay and stuff, you can't sell medical devices and stuff. And but I've got pneumatic nailers there, and I'm going to have other pneumatic tools there. I really want them over here, over near where the compressor is, but right now they'll be all right there. But there's my Dremel stuff, and this is a swedging tool for swedging copper pipe, and you probably could do aluminum or something with it too, maybe some light cold steel or something, tubing. You could swedge it. Then this is Allen wrenches and your little 1/4-inch bits and stuff. That right there is, of course, a tap and die set. Dryer, all my regulators. I've got nitrogen regulators, and I got a flow regulator down there for regulating purge dams. And then I have all of my hand cordless, a lot of cordless and some corded stuff down here. And down here, the stuff that I use the least, down the bottom: hammer drill, sawzall, regular reciprocating saw, and a buffer. This is a threading tool, hand ratcheting threader, pipe threader. That's a hammer drill right there in the green case. This is just welding or brazing, gas welding and soldering stuff. And then, of course, it's got all this over here. And but one of the things I did is I had mentioned it last time. There was a set of bars up here, steel bars, and on a window. Well, I took the bars down. You can see there's only 4 of them left on here. I cut 3 of them off and made me some legs for my pipe stand, my pipe vise, which is this here. And I tapped and threaded some holes in here to keep them secured in there. And of course, I had to. It's kind of tricky because it's got that. It looks like about a 45 there. I cut them all the same length. And when I set it up, and now it looks a little sloped there because I've got it sitting in this depression, so it's it's kind of looking funny. But when I put it over here on a flat spot, it sets level. But what happened is I cut them all the same length, but that leg had to be longer than these, and so I had to take these 2 back out and cut them down a little bit because it was jacked way up. And so I got that finally, and then as you can see, I put this up here, and I got all my hole saws up here, grinding wheels and wire wheels and stuff like that. And I got to get some more cutoff wheels and stuff, but I'm gonna have them across here, different types, you know, diamond coated, like this. This is a diamond coated wheel, and then your regular, you know, cutoff wheels and stuff like that, and grinding wheels. You know, I have to order me some, you know, multi-packs of them and have them up here. And then I got room down here for some more stuff. And then I put all my hole saw mandrels right here. I just tuck and drill holes in there at an angle using one of these mandrel bits. And then there's an extension for them. And, you know, and I put some clamps up here. I mean, just kind of putting stuff where I got room to put it. And I also done what I said about the drill press. I mounted it on top of this cabinet, and I got all my drill bits and anything to do with drilling in the cabinet. I probably should have tucked and sanded it down and painted it and all that, but I kind of want to just get this stuff done right now. I mean, I can, you know, make it aesthetic later, but you know, this is a shop, so I'm not trying to get too fancy. I just, you know, I want it to be practical and usable. And of course, again, this floor is you know, a wonder to behold. You know, you can see the cabinet's kind of leaning this way, but it's, you know, it's steady, and I mean, it ain't. I mean, I think it'll hold up all right. You know, I wished I had a better level floor, concrete slab or whatever. And then of course, that still needs to get moved. And what I want to do is on this, I'm going to build a rolling platform to put that on, to get it up a little bit higher, maybe a foot up higher. That way I ain't got to bend way over to cut stuff, and I can use that stand over there that I showed, you know, I was showing the last time. That I got that stand that you can extend. You know, if you got a long piece of metal, you can put it out on that stand. And so I'm going to make it a platform with casters on it and mount that on. And I've got these pans here, these big pans. They're like 24 by 3 foot. That'll sit right on inside of it. So I'm going to make the platform so that'll, you know, it'll be about 25 inches wide. And I've got wood right over there that'll work. This 3/4 or whatever, 5/8 or something. But I'm going to take that as a catch pan to go down up under it down there, so that the shavings and oil and stuff will go down in there. And I also, where did I put it? Oh, I put it over here, which I could use it for either or. I mean, it didn't come with either one of these, but I'm sure this is what it was for. This is an oiler. Or, you know, it could be used as an oiler. And, you know, and it's got a small enough tube that it kind of just drips. But anyway, I was thinking about doing something like that for this saw, building that platform, and then that way I can roll it around real easy. I can, you know, push it out of the way and have a pan under it that'll catch the oil and the shavings and stuff like that, and get it up high enough to where I can use that jack stand over there with the rollers on it, and which will make it a little bit easier when you got a long piece of metal. And as you can see, I mean, I still am working on this over here, and somebody brought me this stuff down here. I mean, I think it's just like mainly like books or something. And dropped it off. I mean, I took it. I ain't gonna turn stuff down, but like, we really need more books. But you can kind of see, I mean, and I mounted this one here, and I've been using it. I mean, I've got some good use out of it. I'm kind of, you know, I've thought about maybe mounting this one here too, and just having this as sort of a grinding and buffing station or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I was kind of hoping to like put that on a stand and have it out, you know, over there or something like that, and then have this space here for doing other stuff. But it's like I say, it's a work in progress. And then I got all these no good DVD and VHS players here. That this one, it'll run, but when you put a tape in there, I mean, it just eats it up. And so, it's just wore out and not worth fixing. I've got some good ones in there. But it's got salvageable motors and stuff on it, and little gears and all that can be used for other little projects and stuff. I had a paper shredder that I disassembled today and got some stuff off some nice gears and a good motor and some good shafts. I mean, heavy duty hex shafts out of hardened machine steel. And an old shampooer that the whole beater bar and all that stuff that was on it, it's all gone. I don't know what happened. I mean, it was that way when I got it. So I stripped it down and got the pump and the motors and all that stuff off of it. And, some nice rubber hoses and stuff. And so anything like that is not really worth fixing, like that nebulizer there. Howdy. That nebulizer right there. I mean, like I say, you can't sell them on eBay. It's pretty dated, but it's got a pump in it, so your little air pump or whatever. So I might use that, take it apart and get the good stuff off of it and throw the rest of it in the repurpose stuff. I don't like throwing away stuff that's got good components and stuff in it because they can be repurposed. Same thing with this thing here. This is some kind of a medical monitor, but it's missing some kind of hard drives or something that plugged into it. It had a place over here on the side where there was something plugged in there. I don't know if it was like the input, a module that inputted to heart monitor, like a heart monitor or what, but I know it's a medical device. It's like United Therapeutics or something. I mean, anyway, I'm debating on whether to strip that down, because again, you can't sell anything like that on eBay if it's medical. It's got to be recertified or whatever as, being able to be used. But I've gotten it cleared down a pretty good bit, and I'm going to take that piece there, pegboard, and that's going right here. And then I'll have stuff, little, cutters, stuff like the fuse pullers and some screwdrivers and wire strippers. And I'm still looking at doing some kind of a wire rack here. And I stuck my tires up there. I had 4 tires that I got off a guy used, but they still got good tread on them, and they fit my car. So I mean, for the price, you can't beat it. And so I just but I put them up there to get them out of the way, because I think that's what this was originally used for when it was a tire shop, and they put tires up there, and they had a tire changer over there, and which we moved it to get it out of here, out of the way. And I mean, the thing probably weighed 800 or 1,000 pounds. And so, and of course, got all my books and all up here and technical manuals, and I'm getting there. And got me some new tires for my hand truck. This hand truck I've had for 30 years. I just got to get another caster to go right there, because the other one like that right there is busted. And so now, I mean, the other two was just completely, I mean, the inner tubes was eat up, the tires were eat up. I mean, I'd used that thing, I mean, to no end. I mean, it got a lot of use, and it's still got a whole lot more use left in it. And the thing is you can lay it down and use it like a dolly or a cart. You can take the handles pull up out of there, and you can stick them down in it, from the front part of it there. You can see where you put them in here, right here and right here. So it makes a nice hand truck or a cart. Put you a little piece of plywood on there or something, and you can load that thing up, man, and haul a ton of stuff on it. Because I've done it. I mean, that's what I used to use it for, was when I worked for Environmental Specialties. I would, unload all my tools and equipment out of the van and put it on there and roll it into the building or whatever, and then put it inside of the chambers, and have them locked, and to where, we used them as, they'd usually be a bunch of them on a site. And so we'd pick one to put our tools and equipment in, and stuff like, and supplies and stuff. And but this is where I'm at now. I've got, and I got, like I said, I got all them tools and all put over there. I got my welding helmets up there, which I really want to get me an auto darkening. These things are, they're old. Now that one over there is not that old, but that one right there, that thing's old, man. It looks almost like a diving helmet or something. But I got that out there, and I even put router bits over here. I got a router over here because I do need to do something with wood every now and again, so I just kind of put them up there. It's a good spot. My wire fish tape, and like I say, I got more room here to put more like blades and stuff like that. These are for this little Makita. This little Makita, it's got a diamond blade on it there. The people that come from, they done stained glass. They were big into making stained glass windows and stuff. Because I wound up with a whole lot of stuff like the lead and the stuff that they solder in there into the joints around the windows, and cutting tools, and like where did I put it at? Oh, this here. This is a diamond grinding bit. So they would use something like that to where the glass was a little bit too big and wouldn't fit in there. They'd take and round it off or smooth it, grind down the glass so that they'd make it fit into the frame, because the frames, the glass, was not like block squares. They did do that, but they were all kinds of shapes, and so they, anyhow, and like my wire, I got all that put up there. I just wanted to get it out of the way here. So the next things I got to do is I got to go through that. I got to go through that, and that tote down there with all the electronic stuff in it, and who knows what else. That's a lot of what's in there, but go through that. But the problem is I've run out of space to put stuff without building more, and I'm kind of thinking now what I might do, since this area around here is going to be for all kinds of supplies and stuff, is getting another 4x4 post like this one here and putting it right here and building some more shelves like those right there, to put more hardware. Because like this right here, it's nothing but bolts and stuff. Big bolts, and nuts and washers. It's full of them, and I got nowhere to put them. I really got nowhere to put them, and so I need more of those bins, and and I can go all the way up. I just go all the way up with it, and attach a 2x10 up and down here, and a 2x10 up and down here, maybe 6 feet, and the same way I did that, put it on an angle, and put a cleat across it, and I think and maybe even at some point over here too. Then I just have a walkway through here, and then the main work area will be out there, and at some point this stuff will be out of here. And so, and what I want to do is I want to build something that'll work like this, but for metal. You know, an A-frame kind of thing where you got, you know, metal, different kinds of metal. You know, your tube steel, C-channel, angle iron, and bar stock and stuff like that. You know, and maybe even part of this right here, or over here. If I do it here, I'm going to make it like boxes. You know, put a shelf and then put dividers in it, and then I'll use that to put what you call cutoffs and stuff, because like for machine steel, hardened steel, tool steel, molybdenum, you know, steel, alloys and stuff like that, that stuff's so expensive that, you know, if you got little pieces, you know, I mean, you don't throw that stuff away, because at some point, you know, like I said before, I hope to kind of start doing, you know, if I can make this pay and start generating some revenue off of it, then I can look at getting a lathe and a mill and all, and that kind of stuff would come in handy. But I got to first, you know, crawl before I can walk, I reckon. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of let you folks all know where I'm at here. Hadn't forgot about the channel. I mean, I would like to put it out at least once a week or something, but I don't want to put out too much stuff either. And I got to get a place for that stuff up there. If I can get that out of here, then I can use that shelving up there too for stuff, you know. I mean, and that would be great to get some stuff up there, and I just got to put some more shelves back there in the back. But that's where I'm at, and I appreciate all the folks that's watched the videos. You know, if you would leave subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, you know, make some suggestions or whatever, you know. I mean, I'm not opposed to, you know, suggestions. And I got to get some kind of, again, you know, and I've talked about that too. I think there's a place down here in a little town down the road here that rents, and maybe they rent to own those Connex boxes. And if I can get one of them and put it outside around here on the side, I can get all this stuff out of here and open it up really nice. And I also, at some point, I got to get a ladder that'll get me up here, so that I can put this crane hoist here up, and so, you know, out here somewhere where I can have a welding table over here, and then if I got to lift up something heavy, then I can lift it up out here and lift it up onto the table or whatever. But that's it. So enough with the rambling. Thanks for watching. And I hope all of you will have a blessed rest of your week. And see you next time.